Oh, I forgot to put up my big light that shows off my pretty face. That's okay. We'll have to do a natural light today. What's up, guys? Welcome to Do More Life. And today we are going to talk about Thailand news and travel updates because, well, there are quite a few. And I want you guys to be aware of them. Hello, Cody and Robert. Welcome to you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And hopefully we'll have some more people tuning in because I actually have some decent stuff that I want to talk to you about that's kind of important. What's up, gangster? Cody says, I ain't no gangster. I try to be. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. Hey, Jose, good to see you, man. Good to see you. I'm going to catch you guys up on the trip to Krabi shortly. In fact, give me 1 second, guys. Let me get this light on because it just doesn't look the same without the light. I just don't look the same without the light. Without the light. It won't take but 1 second. Then I'll be shining all pretty. All pretty, all pretty, all pretty. For you guys, for you guys, for you guys, for you guys. All right, here we go. Boom. Anyway, what's up, Big C? Hey, Rocco. Now I'll get into the live streaming portion of this and the news and everything else. This was the best investment I made before I went on my trip, by the way. Filto says, dude, great to see you, but feel free to take a day off for recovery. Today is my day off. I'm going to try to go to Pattaya tomorrow. Although I may indeed, I have to do laundry today, so I may indeed take a day off tomorrow and then go to Pattaya on maybe Monday. I don't know. There won't be many buses going to Pattaya tomorrow, but there'll be a lot coming back. I guarantee it. This thing keeps iced anything. Hey, Ty Guy Bry, good to see you, man. This thing keeps anything iced. I'm not sponsored by this or anything like that crazy. Iced for 40 hours, it keeps it cold. For just regular drinking water, if you and you pour it in here cold, 20 hours. If you put hot stuff in here, like hot teas or something like that, it's either 12.5 or 15 hours, and it holds about 20 ounces, something like that. So what I did was I would take cold water with me, especially when we were doing the longtail boat ride in Krabi. I would take the water bottles that he had. It was cold, the water was, and take some electrolyte powder with me and dump it in there. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you're going to travel in this heat and in the southern part of Thailand, I cannot tell you how important it is to pack along some extra, some electrolyte powder. Some of that stuff I use, unbelievably helpful, unbelievably. Ross, your suggestions or recommendations for Krabi were good, very good. And I went to, I think, everything you told me to go to, except they didn't offer a trip to Crystal Springs. Maybe it was closed. I'm not sure, but I did get to see Emerald. I saw the waterfall. I saw the hot springs. I saw Kopoda, Raleigh, Hong Island, and what's the other island I got off on? Is it Tupa or something like that? Can't remember. I took pictures of Chicken Island. So it worked out well. It really did. Krabi was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. I didn't want to leave. I was completely out of money. But you guys also hear this before I get into the news and stuff. Well, they didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me that, Ross, and you told me that, and I kept looking for something besides Emerald Springs, but I didn't see them. So, oh well. I'm in Bangkok. Can't go back and do it again. Onang was where I proposed to my wife 5 years ago. Good for you, man. I got some good photos of Onang Beach, and I also got some stuff around what I lovingly refer to as Little Krabi, which is like the town there in Onang. So when you guys see the video, just know I was a first timer there, and that's not the name of the town, but anyway, it'll be coming out. So let's talk about news real quick, and then I'll talk about the trip and all that stuff. Onang Beach was beautiful, by the way, absolutely beautiful, or Onang Beach, however you want to pronounce it. Let's talk about alcohol sales. Alcohol sales and drinking banned at Bangsan Beach for following incidents of large amounts of trash left on the beach. Don't leave your trash on the beach. Don't leave trash anywhere in Thailand. It can get you in a lot of trouble. Even though I was on this trip and I had like 9 plastic water bottles or whatever that I was drinking out of, I would ask the longtail boat driver. He was super cool, and I would throw the bottles under the. He had like a place for you to put the bottles under, so it was pretty cool. Let's talk about the Thailand CESA approves economic stimulus measures, including Flex Plus and special tour packages for STV tourists to lure back foreign tourists. I want to read you this because it's been my understanding that they did away with the STV packet. Ross says, hard not to leave trash when trash cans are hard to find. Yeah, I feel you on that one, but I do my best not to leave trash. Yeah, and trash cans can be kind of hard to find. That's a definite. I'm quoting directly from the PattayaNews.com. And I've also been keeping up a lot with the Tiger because the guy Tim Newton over there, he does a really good job of explaining things in a very basic manner. So if you want to keep up with Thai news, I would strongly suggest that. If you hadn't hit the like button yet, what is wrong with you? You should be able to see the likes. If you cannot see the likes, tell me because I turned the likes for this video on. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. And I'm quoting, the Center for Economic Situation Administration has approved, that's the CESA, CESA, has approved economic stimulus measures called the Elite Flexible Program, or Flex Plus, and special tour packages for STV tourists to attract foreign tourists and long-term investors to visit and invest in Thailand. The Flex Plus measure was proposed by the Tourism Authority of Thailand or for foreigners who are holding an elite card valid for at least 5 years. Applicants, here's a kicker. Applicants will be offered a work permit and visas if they agree to invest in properties or companies in the country for 5 years or more. The Tourism Authority Governor, I can't say his name, said that the Flex Plus targets members of the Thailand Elite Card valued at 1 million baht with high purchasing power is believed to potentially generate domestic economic return for up to 3.1 billion baht, 30 billion baht from investments, 1 billion baht from 1,000 new cardholders, applicants, etc., etc. Foreign cardholders must make long-term investments in 3 types of assets with a value of at least $1 million US. Hey, Stuck, good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you stay. These assets investments include real estate, limited companies, or public limited companies, and stock exchange through the holding of ordinary shares, debentures, or investment units. Interested applicants must agree to a 5-year investment before submitting a program application and a work permit application to the Ministry of Finance. Then the Ministry of Finance, along with tourism, the Thai Tourism Authority, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of the Interior, Ministry of Labor, and related agencies will consider the suitability of each applicant. So just because you got $1 million to invest doesn't mean you can. The CESA has also approved several tourism packages proposed by the Thai Tourism Authority in partnership with tour operators, Thai Airways, to stimulate tourism in the country for foreign tourists from low-risk countries under the STV. You can read more about these trips because you can read more about these trips. I'm not going to read about all of them. The fact of the matter is, if you're interested in something like this, it's probably because you have a lot of money. I don't know why some countries just naturally assume that foreign investment. I've seen the light and the likes too. Thanks, Philtos. Let's see. Rocco says, never been to Krabi, very interested to watch what's going on. I'll show you. And that's what I wanted to say. I meant to tell you at the very beginning, be patient. Be patient with me for these videos because I got to string them out, and I'm not going to do your basic editing. I'm going to edit to the point where my computer either tells me I can't do it, or you're going to get some old school type travel vlogs from me, which includes a lot of slow motion, some B-roll, music, the whole 9 yards. Yes, Roy, that was what I was getting to. They dropped the 500,000 baht in the bank for 6 months, and you have a retirement non-O extension. You can leave Thailand and return if it's still valid. I don't know about that second part. I didn't read that. I believe you, but I didn't read it. The 500,000 baht in the bank for 6 months to get a tourist visa has been dropped. I think the 10-day queue is also under serious scrutiny right now. They're really looking at it because the fact of the matter is, it's going to take some these. Let me tell you how dead Krabi was, and this is a place where it's my understanding is a holiday hotspot. Okay. I saw about 15 foreigners in the Onang area while I was there. I did see a few foreigners on the islands when I was there, but mostly Thais everywhere. The good thing about Krabi, there's a lot of English-speaking Thais there. It was pretty cool. I had a great time, and that's all I'm really going to say about Krabi to this point, because I want you guys to see the videos. I shot some time lapses with my GoPro, my old GoPro that I took with me, and I think they're going to turn out pretty good. So I'm excited. Mango says, you look like you should. I just felt like my hair was a mess. I just felt like putting on a regular cap this morning. So that was something I found interesting in the Pattaya news. And there's more where that came from. Have no fear. Let me make sure I went through the whole thing for today, because there's a lot going on in Thailand right now internally. For example, they're talking about air pollution. Well, this is not example, but they're talking about air pollution in Pattaya, and the reason they have so much air pollution in Pattaya, you would think, why is there pollution in Pattaya of all places? Or big time air pollution. It's because the farmers are burning sugar cane, and I guess you would not equate it, but kind of put it in the same category as the burning season in Chiang Mai. I guess that would be a category to put it in. I'm not 100% sure. Bangkok Jack has had some very interesting stories. For example, he says Pattaya may take 5 years to recover, say locals. This is what I wanted to tell you, guys, that you need to know. Thank you for putting up PayPal there, Robert. I appreciate it. You can contribute to the channel fund, because the channel fund that we had is gone. It went to the content that I'm about to bring you from Krabi and Pattaya. I have just a little bit left to go to Pattaya, but when I go, it'll be gone. This is very important. Roy, hang on, the doorman. Hey, doorman. It says, Roy, they dropped the 500,000 baht for US and UK for tourist visa. Okay. So they're now allowing, and I got into an exchange with the taxi driver last night, which I normally don't do, but I came off a 13-hour bus ride and I was a little bit agitated already. And this guy wanted to charge me 300 baht to take me literally 15 minutes with no traffic. 15 minutes. And I just laughed at him, and he started saying, okay, then 500 baht, stupid Farang, blah, 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 and kept going. But see, this is where your trained senses kick in when you're in a foreign country and you've been here for a while, right? I didn't turn around. The only thing I did was turn around, look at him, and smile. I just smiled, and I gave him a wow, and I kept going because I'm at a taxi station, and there's nothing I can do. You mess with one taxi driver, all of them are coming for you. And that's just the way it is. Let's see. So I held my stuff together last night and made it home safely. I think I went to bed about 10:30ish, something like that, 10:30ish. Filtho says, for the next travel outing, have you considered doing a time-lapse scene of your sunburn? No, I have not, but I may. That's a good idea, Filthos. But this is what you need to know. So now cabs can get an extra 100 baht out of you if you let them touch your bags and put them in the car. And I'm going to explain right here. I'm quoting directly from Bangkok, the source Bangkok Jack. You need to be aware of this because some of you people are going to be traveling back into Thailand. And if you don't know about taxis and how they attempt to scam people, which we've talked about in other videos, make sure you get in a metered taxi first and foremost. That's the only. If it's not metered, don't do it. Don't do a one set price unless you get some kind of super deal on it. Bangkok Jack is really Hanoi Jack. Yeah, I heard about that. Asia Unscripted, but he does write some good articles. He said the Transport Ministry has announced as of Tuesday, Bangkok metered taxis will be allowed to charge passengers handling fees for large luggage items, but not for equipment such as wheelchairs or walking sticks. Under the new regulations, taxis will be allowed to charge luggage and handling fees as follows. 1, 20 baht for every bag that exceeds 26 inches in width, height, or length. 20 baht for every additional item of luggage after the first 2. No more than 100 baht per piece for sports equipment like golf bags, bicycles, surfboards, or musical instruments that are 50 inches or more in size. So they can charge you 100 baht a piece for that. I want you guys to know that. Gotta love Thailand. What's up? That pretty much, if you're carrying a bunch of, like, let's say you're a musician and you're going on vacation somewhere in Thailand and you want to play golf. You got 2 things right there that they, even if they don't handle it, I guess in theory they can charge you for it. You're going to have to pay an extra 200 baht on top of whatever rate you get. These are, this is purely profit making for Thailand, which is in need of profit very bad. So can't really blame them. You look at them, you say 100 bahts, $3. What's that? It's not that much. It's not that big of a deal. Well, it's not that big of a deal if you got plenty of money. I mean, people don't understand the budgets that some people like myself live on over here. sometimes I get these razor thin, and I'm gonna tell you for the next 2 months, it's gonna be razor thin margins about what I do and when I do it. You're just gonna be seeing videos put out. I'm gonna continue the series on an expat living and working in Thailand. I'm gonna continue that because a lot of people seem interested in it. I'll be putting that out, and I'll also be putting out the Krabi and the Pattaya videos. So those things are going to be coming out, but there's just not I don't know. Thailand feels weird right now when you travel. Thai guy Bryce says, had a bot bus driver try that with me, but my girlfriend wasn't having it. Stood shouting at him, refusing to pay anything. I sat back and didn't say a word. You definitely did the right thing. I need a travel buddy. I got to have a female companion for nothing else, just traveling. That's something that I came to the conclusion of while I was in Krabi. I'm tired of traveling by myself. I've been a solo traveler and solo travel places for the last 3 years plus. I'm not really. I don't know. I'm not really as keen to travel by myself anymore. I need somebody to go with me that speaks and understands Thai very well and is a Thai citizen, so they will have the same respect as a Thai whoever they're talking to. Rocco says, funny that I was one of the last patrons of LK in Pattaya. My last night, they wanted 1,500 Thai baht. I said no, went for 1,000. I'll go to an early, check it out. Yeah, so the place I went to was the place Ross suggested, Laguna Peace Resort and Spa. I think their rooms were going for 2,000, 2,050 or 500. I can't remember. Baht a night, and on hotels.com, which is what I mainly use to book, I got the room for between 31 and 40, between 31 and 30, no, between $34 and $37 every night. So it was $40 with tax. So you're looking at about 1,300 baht, roughly, something like that, 1,005. Yes, hit the like button. Pretty please, guys. If you're in here and hadn't hit the like button, please hit the like button. Doorman says, I'm out. I was up all night. I need to sleep. I hear you, Doorman. Thanks for dropping by, buddy. I really appreciate it, man. And as soon as I get back from Pattaya, you and I have to get together at some point. Has anybody seen Roger since yesterday? Where's Roger? Is he in here? Ross says, traveling with a Thai woman is an experience, but not how you expect. I can imagine. I've met a few Thai women over the last couple of weeks in various situations. I'm going on the 27th. Cool, bro. Sounds good. Yeah, I imagine it would be a little bit different, Ross. But at the same time, I'd probably learn a lot, not just about I want to learn about Thai culture, Thai the way these women operate, because I'm telling you, man, the women I met over the past couple of days are like, if you don't see me tonight, I'm not talking to you anymore. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm going on vacation. And they're like, okay, bye. It's been weird. I was going to use these 2 weeks. I did find one mermaid in Krabi. She was super nice and a lot of fun to hang out with. Ross says, many Thais look at us and assume I am paying for her time and treat her that well, Lord. But yeah, I'm sure that's true. This was March, FYI, says Rocco. Yeah, then you would have been one of the last, that's for sure. Doorman says, picking up my iPhone on the 27th and then head down there, staying at the base. I hear you, brother. Off Second Road. Yeah, I'm familiar with the base. Good. At least you'll be staying at a nice place. That's pretty cool. Ross says that That's why I always have wife pay all bills while we travel. I don't blame you. But continuing on about the taxi, it says the cabbie is required to inform the passenger in advance about the extra handling fees. No charges will be allowed for carry-on baggage such as handbags, computer bags, backpack, or personal belongings carried by the passenger. That's why I didn't get charged last night, because I had one big backpack, one small backpack, and my camera bag over my neck. So that's why I didn't get any of that stuff. There's something about the turbo meter on here. Just keep an eye on the meter of the taxi when you are in it, and be sure that it's not going crazy. I did want to read this story for you guys, but I don't know if I can. It depends on how much info is in here, because if this is the same guy, I don't need to read it. Let me just give me a minute here. Wow. So tourist arrest puts Thailand's defamation laws in spotlight. That was this is talking about the guy. What's up, Srikish? Good to see you, man. This is why this is the guy that wrote the bad TripAdvisor review. It says the arrest of a tourist for writing a bad review about a hotel in Thailand made headlines around the world, but freedom of expression advocates say the case should draw more attention to deeply problematic defamation laws trained on human rights activists and journalists. And that's quoting directly from this. It says American tourist Wesley Barnes spent the weekend in jail in September after the Seafood Co. chain resort filed defamation complaints following a harsh review on TripAdvisor and other travel websites. Charges against Barnes were eventually dismissed after a public apology, but TripAdvisor took the unusual step of posting a warning on its page for the hotel. If you didn't see that warning, you should probably look at it. It's pretty interesting. TripAdvisor strongly opposes any action. This is quoting from a representative told Vice World News. TripAdvisor strongly opposes any action where a business like the Seaview Hotel in Koh Chang uses local law to send someone to jail for expressing their opinion, a representative told Vice World News. This extraordinary action is why we have taken steps to issue an alert to other travelers in the form of a notification on the hotel's listing page on TripAdvisor. In a statement to Vice World News, the hotel, which does not have the same warning on other travel sites, said it was disappointed that TripAdvisor has not remained impartial and decided to dishonor the agreement by downgrading their ranking. It maintained that it wasn't in the wrong and called the warning misleading. So, call that what you may, but that's how all that kind of worked out. I don't think there's any question about what happened, what didn't happen. Filtho says, female Thai travel companion rocks. Airline refused to let me take my CPAP as a carry-on until my Thai girlfriend argued them into it over about 45 minutes. No way I'd have gotten there myself. I hear you, Tigress. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I'm single and I'm looking. So that's all I'm saying. I'm putting it out there on YouTube. I'm single and I'm looking. And I'm definitely looking for a travel companion. And if you want to be more than a travel companion, then maybe we can talk about that too. Adam West, Adam, first time on your live stream. Welcome. After following your channel for a while, you inspired me to travel to Thailand. Been back 5 times now. Hope I can get back there soon. Well, I guess in theory, you could get back here now if you had the right paperwork, theoretically. The right paperwork and the documentation, cut all the red tape. If you wanted to come back, you could go to, I recommend going to your local Thai consulate and finding out what the rules are today and make sure that those are still going to be the rules tomorrow. When you have a chance, and find out about getting back, because the 500,000 baht in the Thai bank thing just got dropped. And I'm glad it did, because I don't think many people would have been able to come if that had been implemented and stayed implemented. Not saying the Thai government did something wrong. I'm just saying they're trying different things to see what works. Thank you, Adam, for the compliment. I really appreciate it. Rocco says, I did stop at an airport hotel every time I left Thailand. The park residence is nice. Dogs every time. Adam's thing got deleted. Robert, tell him why you deleted his message so he won't take it personally, because he's new. We want him. Make sure he didn't explain to him why he did that. Jason, I'm sitting in ASQ in Bangkok. I had no problems getting a tourist visa. Really? Tell me more, Jason. I'm very interested to hear how you got a tourist visa and which country you come from. You don't have to tell me your personal. I don't put your personal information out here. He used the whole word. Okay, yeah. So Adam, we don't use the whole word in these chats, because YouTube censorship is just off the charts, remarkably off the charts. Some people can get away with it. I'm one that can't. So that's why. Jason says, I'm coming from the UK. Cool. Did you have to? I see. Sorry. No problem, Adam. No problem. No problem. Just think politically correct when you type in the chat. I know it's aggravating. It's aggravating to me, because we were sitting down at a table and having a conversation. There would be, like, you could say anything to me you wanted. I don't care. I don't, even if I disagreed with you, it wouldn't bother me. Chris says, Jeremy, before you date, then you must read Rollo Tomasi's book series, The Rational Male. 3 books so far. I must look into that, Mr. Chris. Thank you. Good deal. Good deal. I have my green juice in this, by the way, which I will probably be filling up with cold water sometime very soon. Or I may try my first non-sugar Coke right here on this live stream. And I'm probably going to make a bunch of crazy faces. And interesting. Sorry, had a message pop up there. So, I can't wait for you guys to see the videos from Krabi. I think they're going to be interesting. There is just no way I could have went to all these places. For PP Island is an entire day trip, so I couldn't do that one, because I would have had to stay another night and done another day trip, and that trip was going to cost, because they don't have the long tail boats going out there right now. You have to take a speedboat. The trip starts at 7,500 baht. There was no way I was doing that. Speaking of soda, I missed Dr. Pepper. Didn't we talk about this last week, Ty? Ty Guy Bright? Man, I'm telling you, I miss Dr. Pepper too. I love Dr. Pepper. The Ralph says, is there a country list that tells what countries are allowed in Thailand? If you go to thaivisa.com, you can find out the list of countries that they consider high risk, low risk, all that stuff. And they'll tell you, eventually you can click through enough stuff and they'll tell you what you have to do to get in. I'm not up to speed on every single detail from every country, so I would suggest you go there. That's probably a really good place. Adam West, you do not need to stop typing. We have no problem with you typing in the live chat. Just getting used to the system of chat that we have. You know, it makes a difference. And I was looking at the numbers the other day, and I was thinking to myself, what the problem was with the channel, why we have such low channel viewers. We have low viewers on these live streams because we don't get demonetized on these live streams. We stay monetized. And that's why we have a low number of viewers, because people feel like they can't say what they want to say. Well, sorry. Chrissy said also Richard Cooper's YouTube channel, Entrepreneurs in Cars, also has extensive series on this. So what avoid and dating, very helpful too. Awesome. I'll check all this stuff out. You guys know I will. Adam says I'm listening, just taking it all in. Okay, bud. Good enough. Good enough. That's fair enough. If you hadn't hit the like button yet, please do so. You can always contribute to the channel. Channel fund, which will need to be replenished in some form or fashion, and I'm sure we'll get that done at some time. We do that via PayPal. Rocco says it's very late for me. Good night. Good night to you, sir. Of course, you can super chat things in, that kind of thing. But Robert has put up the PayPal link. That is where the most direct access to the channel fund goes. What do we use the channel fund for? Well, we use it for to buy equipment, memory cards. We bought cameras with it. We bought a computer with it. In part, I've paid my third of the channel fund because I don't take it all to do that. I wanted to leave enough in there to travel. And we need to get that replenished, and we will. We will. Adam says, check out Coach Greg Adams. This guy dispenses a lot of great info. I will. I definitely will. I'm all about information, all about learning. That's for sure. Interesting about Krabi's nightlife. I didn't get out to the little strip where the Krabi nightlife is, but I did get there because I was on a golf cart coming back, or not a golf cart. They have the like covered trikes. Like if you've ever been to the Philippines, been in a trike, that's basically what they have in Krabi to take you to and from your hotel back to the beach. And it was very interesting. We came through the nightlife area, and there are a few bars there with nightlife stuff. You ride the ferry to PP Island, but you do want to stay a day or two. Yeah, that's why I couldn't ride. You're right, Jonathan. My apologies. My brain scrambled. I got a lot of information going through it. You could take the ferry or the speedboat, but if you took the ferry, you had to stay on the island at least overnight. That's what the receptionist at the desk told me. You are 100% correct, and that is my fault for forgetting the ferries. Sorry about that. I didn't want to stay on PP Island overnight because it was going to be real expensive. I remember looking at the prices now, and they were 2,000. 3,000 baht, 4,000 baht to stay out there. And that's another reason why I didn't go to Raleigh Beach and stay on Raleigh Beach. I have some cool pictures and some cool video of some storms and some weather that came through there. I think you guys will be interested in. It's going to take me about a week to get the videos put together. I'll start releasing them as I get them put together, but I have some really good pictures, guys. I have some really, really good pictures. I got to go back on my photography game, and I was extraordinarily happy to be able to do that for sure. Filto says that Adam West definitely don't make it personal. It took me about 9 months in the live streams before I didn't get at least one comment deleted. Yeah, but we do it that way for a reason. Everybody knows it. Johnny Quest. I thought there were cheap prices everywhere. Why so expensive? The place I stayed at, I could have stayed in cheaper places, but the place I stayed at had one quality that not everybody else had, and that is the ability to navigate you around Krabi and the area. You little turd. Anyway, they had the ability to call pretty much anybody to do pretty much take you pretty much anywhere you wanted to. They could book travel for you. They could do it all right there at the desk. You didn't have to go to booking agencies or stuff like that. It was a great adventure. Thanks, Johnny. I had a just absolute wonderful time. It was well worth the money that was spent, and you will hear me say on the video over and over, or the videos that come out over and over, many times. Thank you for all the people that contributed to the channel that made this possible, because there's no way on a teacher salary and AdSense, which is now royalties, not AdSense anymore. We'll have a whole video about that. YouTube is just, I don't know what YouTube's doing. I don't know. They changed their terms of service the other day with no warning. Just, I woke up, there's an email, and yeah, one of those things. But that does a couple things for YouTube creators, and I know you guys are not interested in that right now, so I won't talk about it. What do you guys want to talk about? Because there's a lot going on here in Thailand right now, man. I mean, a lot going on. We're not going to talk about the internal government stuff that's going on. We can't talk about that. Well, there comes Adam. So, have the civil stuff happening in Thailand affecting you getting around much? Nope. It has not. And deleted. Sorry. It's okay, man. You're getting used to it. You almost had it right. You would have just said, well, you pretty much, I mean, you didn't say anything that was bad on that one. But to answer your question, I just can't talk about how I feel about any of the civil stuff, because, well, really, I don't have any feelings on it. This is the Thailand, it's Thai's country, it's what they want to do. But no, it hasn't affected me at all. I'm a little bit out. I'm in Western Bangkok, so it's I believe I think civil stuff is okay. The civil stuff going on here has been in other places in Bangkok I would just say other places, and that hasn't affected me at all, not at all. And I was very surprised to have not been affected at all by any of that stuff. But that's what happens. I did not get affected, and I'm very, very happy about that. And here comes more rain. Also, in Krabi, let me tell you this. In traveling Thailand, or Thailand travel, whatever you want to call it, I learned that, and Ross told me this, but I'd heard it before, but Ross just reaffirmed it, that that part of Thailand has its own weather system, and it does. It rained there once every day, and sometimes you got caught in it, sometimes you didn't. Thankfully, we timed everything just right so that we didn't get too wet. That was the best part. Adam says, I guess you just adapt. Yep, 100%. 100%. Adapt and don't worry. No cause for concern. And that's what it is. That's what it is. That is definitely how I live my life here in Thailand. I just adapt, and I don't worry about what's going on around me or things like that. I can tell you this, though. When I go back to work in 2 weeks, I'm going to I'm gonna be a little bit of a different person. I'm gonna try to date at night instead of come home and only work on videos or pictures and everything. I really need some companionship in my life. I'm not a person that does well by himself for long periods of time. So I'm going to try to work on that and see what I can do. Christy says, I am starting a program in Southeast Michigan to train to be a volunteer ESL tutor. We'll be starting ESL certificate program in January 21. I'd like to talk with you about TEFL and your advice. Sure, you can talk with me at some point. Shouldn't be a problem. best thing I can tell you is you need a bachelor's degree in anything, and a TEFL certificate definitely helps. TEFL, get a TEFL. It doesn't have to be one of those expensive super courses, and um, uh, like I know a guy that's got a bachelor's degree in it's a TEFL bachelor's degree. You don't need to do anything like that, but to to get here, you have a master's in biology, so you're good to go. The only thing that would to get your 5-year teaching license, you would just need probably to convert that into an education degree. But if you've been teaching in the States, then you can bring that as you can bring that over as what am I trying to say? Evidence that you've been teaching, and they'll probably just give you the education license here in Thailand. So that shouldn't be a problem. Should I take TEFL in Thailand? No, take TEFL online. Do it the easy way. It's not. And honestly, with if you're teaching with a master's degree in the States, if you get a year's experience teaching in the States with a master's degree, you probably don't even need a TEFL. But you can get a TEFL. They're not expensive and they're not very difficult. So, yeah, get a TEFL if you want to teach. That's pretty much what I can tell you. Myself, I'm looking at 2 plans. I got one plan coming up sometime after Christmas, and if that one doesn't work out, then I'm just going to go all in on education, and I guess get my master's in education, and I'll be able to teach here in Thailand or anywhere else for that matter, and make decent money, because the hardest part of living here in Thailand as a teacher, and I talk about this a lot in my an expat working and living in Thailand videos, is people get here and they think, oh, I'm gonna come as a teacher, I'm gonna make 30,000 baht a month, and that's just gonna be great. If you are young and have absolutely you don't ever have to see a doctor for anything. You don't take any kind of medication. You just roll and can keep going, and you actually enjoy kids, and you want to travel on the weekends and that kind of thing. You're going to be shocked when you get here at just how little you have left over at the end of the month to do that, depending on where you teach. Some cities will allow you to teach in, but places where you can rent a room for 2,500 baht a month. But when you come to a place like Bangkok, it's about I pay 9,000 baht a month rent here, so about 300 bucks is what I pay here, and that eats up about a third, roughly, give or take, of my income. So that's why YouTube channel AdSense is so important, because I don't use the channel fund money. I don't use that for anything other than channel funds for the YouTube channel, for equipment, for travel, for that kind of thing. And I don't use it to pay my rent or anything like that. But I do use the AdSense money. That's my secondary stream of income currently. Filto says, as far as the civil stuff, do all sides pretty much recognize Frings as neutral observers, not potential target? Yeah. Nobody's looking at Frings and saying that. As long as you don't make yourself a part of it, you shouldn't have any problem. Prince, what's up, bro? He says, in general, I try to avoid all the civil stuff, period. Yeah, exactly. Just stay out of it. It has nothing to do with us, and whatever happens is going to happen anyway. So, there's nothing we can really do about it. The worst thing in the world for expats all over the world would be to get involved in it. That would be just pardon me, but that would just be stupid for so many reasons. One, you get yourself in legal trouble over here, and that's bad. Two, you ruin. I mean, you ruin your chances of ever being able to come back to Thailand pretty much instantly. So you just have to be very careful in things that you do and things that you say, and um, get used to living life in an entirely different kind of culture. That's all I can really say. Timothy, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping by. Appreciate you coming in to chat. What's on your mind, man? Come in, leave a like. Make sure we get those likes up. We got 22. I'd like to see 50 by the end of the live stream. That'd be nice. Technically, yes, Timothy, the borders are still closed. However, there are ways to circumvent that. I would recommend you contacting your local Thai embassy. That would really help. Probably expedite things for you if you have questions about coming to Thailand. More than I could probably answer for you right now. Ross says, Thais don't get involved in Western politics. Why would we get involved in Thai? Exactly. Adam says, just apply common sense, and when you see something's not right, walk the other way. 100%. 100% correct. Christy says, you recently moved to Bangkok. Why? Where would you like to live in Thailand if you could? I don't know what you would call recent. I've been here September, October, November. I've been here 14 months. I've been here well over a year back to Bangkok. I moved here for the job, obviously. Thanks for putting the PayPal link up, Robert. Appreciate that. If you wish to contribute to the channel fund, you can do that by clicking the link. There was, where would you like to live in Thailand if you could? I got to tell you, I don't know yet because I haven't been to enough places. I lived in Rayong for 15 or 16 months. I didn't like Rayong. Ross lives in Rayong. I know he loves Rayong. And there are things about Rayong that I really like. I like the seafood in Rayong. I like the quick access to the beach in Rayong. I like Ben Pay, or Pay as they call it. I like Koh Samet, which is all in reachable access there. I think that Prince says that he really, really, really likes Hua Hin, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've been to Hua Hin, and Hua Hin just wasn't my thing. Too many expats, just way too many expats, and I even felt out of place in Hua Hin, to be honest with you. So, fact of the matter is, it just depends on what you'd like and what you'd like to do. Ultimately, I would like to live in a decent sized city that had access to. Sorry, my skin's peeling, guys. I did get sunburned a little bit. I tell you, the places I've been so far, where I was at in Onang, or Little Krabi as I called it, that was a pretty good spot. If I could live and enjoy life regularly, that was a pretty good spot. Brent says, I didn't see any expats when I was there, but it was in the middle of the monsoon. I saw the beach, my hotel, and rain. But I actually went. There's videos on this channel when I went to Hua Hin and went to some of the markets there, the food markets, and some other places. I just didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy it. The food was good, but just too many expats. I don't know how to describe it. It was good because the hotel owners and those people were spoke English. very well, and we were able to get around Wahan. I was traveling Wahan with a buddy too, and I like that. Here's some good questions. What city area? I missed your comment, Chris said. I don't know for sure because I haven't been to enough places yet, but right now, Krabi is topping the list of places I'd like to, if I ever retire here in Thailand, that would be the place right now because there's so much to do in that small area. I mean, if you get bored, you can go over to like I don't know how to pronounce the name of the island correctly, Hot Yoi or Hot Noi, something like that. One of those expensive islands, and go there. You can go up to Phuket. You can go over to Koh Samui. You can go to Koh Phangan, Phi Phi Islands, Koh Pota, Chicken Island, Raleigh Beach. There's so many things to do down there that you just wouldn't be bored, and that kind of it interests me. It piques my interest for sure. Prince says we went to the food markets the first night before the rain. The food markets are nice. I did, in fact, the two big ones I did videos on. One's called Sitica or something like that, and the other one's I can't remember the name of it, but I did a video on both, and I also did a video on. I'm not sure if it's called the Chocolate Factory, but they make chocolates in there, and that food was amazing. Adam says Chonburi has a really nice local eats for seafood when you know locals, as I do. Yes, I like Chonburi. I have a friend. Well, I haven't talked to him in a while. He's still my friend though. That lives in Chonburi, or that did live in Chonburi. I need to find out where he's at. So Chonburi seems like a nice place, fairly quiet. The Ralph says, are the expats grouped mostly by particular countries? I don't think so. I think they're grouped by places in Thailand more than the countries that they come from. Like, you're not going to go to a certain city and see like all American expats, or one city and see all British expats. I think you see a certain type of expat in one city, like you're going to see a certain type of expat in Pattaya. You're going to see a certain type of expat in Bangkok. You're going to see a different kind of expat in Wahan, possibly. And I think that's kind of how the grouping goes. Ross says, talking to Chris, choosing where to live is really based on what you want around you for daily life. I agree. As well as how far you want to travel to go to other cities. I also agree. Stuck in Florida says, I love Krabi, but I'm not sure I want to live on another peninsula after my experiences in Florida. Understood. And completely reasonable comment. Let's see. Ross says, stuck in Florida, I with you. I love Krabi, but would not want to live there. But I want to live in any heavy tourist area. Yeah, you guys make a good point. I guess I can say that I might want to live there right now because I went when there are no tourists. So if there were tourists, if it was, if the borders were open and everything was equal to what it normally is, then I probably wouldn't want to live there either. Thumbs up, dudes. Thumbs up. Let's see. The Ralph says maybe by age, possibly, and expectations of retirement. Then I think age, yeah, somewhat, and then expectations of retirement would probably be more of the central requirement that expats look at. I don't know. I'm not a retired expat. Not yet. I got 10 more years before I can even qualify for that. Well, 9 years and 11 months. Prince says, too many Pattaya expats I've come across have been dudes I don't want to be around. I can definitely agree and understand that. Ross says Prince, old single expats are not much fun to hang out with. All they do is whine. That's true. Or they tell stories about how they used to be a superhero in the Navy or the Army, or they used to do something really, 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 really special, and then you find out that none of it's true. Filthos, all my life I've tended to live a bit as an outsider. I wonder. Hang on a second. Sorry, Ty Guy, bro. Can't put that one up, man. Yeah, we don't want to. We don't want them though, for sure. All my life, I've tended to live a bit as an outsider. I wonder if this helps me feel at home wherever I am. Anyone else shared this tendency? Yeah, I've kind of done the same thing, but I've learned to adapt the homie. I don't mean homie like yo homie. I mean like the homie feel. I've learned to adapt that and accept that. Those are the things that are being around different people from different cultures and different spots. Thank you. Somebody has gotten a PayPal, the first PayPal of the day. I will always stop the live chat to give credit, no matter how big or small it is. And they thank you very much, Mr. I won't say your name, but it's $3 PayPal. And there we go. $3. Well, I think I just put the Chris C under there. Sorry, Chris. But $3. $3 is $3 more than we had yesterday. And I appreciate that very, very much. Filtho says, all my life I tend to be, yeah, I answered that. Ross says, talking about the glory days. Pampon, hello, Pampon. Good to see you. Thank you for coming by the live stream. I hope you are doing well. Stuck says, Filthos, I'm very much the same. Prince says, I'm a vet if I'll call someone on that military hero BS real quick. That nothing wrong with that either. Hey Joe, how are you, man? Good to see you. Love the hat. Thank you. I haven't worn it in a while. Thought I'd break it out of the closet this morning and put it on for this. And we have another PayPal coming in. Good to see. I would love to reach we used to set goals on these PayPals to do $100 per week or per live stream. That would be super awesome. I don't know if you want me to put your name up here or not, so I won't. But thank you very, very much to the $5 PayPal that was just sent. I don't think you mind, Joe. Joe sent the PayPal. Thank you very much, Joe. I love and appreciate you for it, brother. Always nice to get these contributions, because at least if I'm getting contributions, I know that the people that are watching my channel are having have a reason to contribute, and I really appreciate that. Love to help, Joe says. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Filtho says, now you really made me feel at home stuck. I hear you, man. Let's see. Where was I at? Prince says, maybe I missed this. Dude, you gotta go, man. What are you doing? Yeah. Robert, can you just boot him completely? Thank you. Maybe I missed this earlier, but were you able to film everything you planned to see? Yes, sir. I was. Everything that I planned to see, I filmed. And the only things I didn't get to see were, I guess there was two of the places that Ross told me about. I saw the hot springs, the waterfall, and the hot springs, the waterfall, and Emerald Springs. I was not able to see the other places around there. I don't know why. I couldn't find them, to be honest with you. And it was so weird because the people outside of the national parks spoke such good English. But it was like once you get into the national parks, the people that work there no English. And again, it's not on them to learn English, right? I'm in their country. I need to learn Thai. But it was kind of shocking a little bit amazing that nobody wanted to, or that nobody knew how to speak English. So I kind of had to, it took extra time because I kind of had to find my own way around these places. And, you know, Ross was definitely correct on how it was a whole day trip. And it was on Thursday, it was a whole day trip. I slept, I came home, finally got home about, I think 6 or so, packed my bags and got ready to leave Friday morning. I left yesterday. I'm talking Thai time. Yesterday morning I left the hotel at 7 a.m. Got to the bus station, got on the bus. The bus left about 30 minutes late. It left at about 8:30. I tried to do a live stream on the bus. It worked a little bit, but not very well. It kept going in and out. I was in a bad area. But I did get Roger's Feast in, by the way. He sent a contribution in and said, I want to see you feast and record it. So I did get that in. I've got that video. It's a very short video because there's not so much that I can record on that. But anyway, it was fun. It was definitely fun. And we're going to see how you guys that are on here right now are probably some of the more dedicated people. So I just want to let you know that we're going to see how this plays out with YouTube and their changes of terms of service. I may go full on website. I may go over to DLive for live streams. I may go to BitChute for content uploads. I'll keep the YouTube channel here for as long as I possibly can. As long as it's making a profit, a decent profit that I can add to my income monthly, I'll keep it here. And if not, then I'm going to have to find something else to do. Because teaching salary just doesn't cover everything. I'm sorry, it doesn't. And if you've been told different, then you may live a different lifestyle than I do. I've lived like a hermit for the last 3 months to make sure that I got these trips off. And trip 1 is complete, and now I just have to go to Pattaya and complete that trip. I definitely want to see what's going on down there. I don't want to hypothesize what could or could not be going on down there, simply because I don't know. I just don't know what's going on down there. I've read some things that said it was dead over the holidays. I don't know if that's true. If any of you were there over the holidays, please let me know. And 1 second, guys, while I get something to drink. Oh, thank the Lord. I have one regular Coke left. I feel like I need a little bit of a sugar rush this morning. That hits the spot, especially after you take a look around. Somebody type something in the chat, or I'll type something in the chat, because after that dude just said what he said, it's like, love you guys. The chat hasn't moved. And the chat still hasn't moved. Are you guys trying to type in the chat? Because I just typed in the chat and couldn't get anything working. So what's happening in the chat? If you're typing messages in the chat. Why can I not see you? Chat is working here. Says Robert. Well, it's not working on my end, and I don't know why. Let me, very interesting. Why would my chat stop working? Hang on. Okay, let's see. There we go. There it is. Okay, I found it. Yep, I found it. I got it. It's working. Thanks, both of you that messaged me. Ben, hey, what's up, man? How's your trip? So far, so good. One leg down. I spent the whole week in Krabi. I had no intentions of spending the whole week there. I went way over budget. But trust me, when the content, and guys, I ask and I beg of you humbly to share some of those videos that you find entertaining and interesting and that other people might like. Share them to your Facebook page, please, or share them somewhere. And you can do that with your favorite DoMoreLife video right now. Channel needs to grow, and we need a bigger base. So becoming a channel member is going to have a lot of benefits coming up here. Yeah, I think Griffin was talking about this, about the, I think I'm going to do a video, a picture, like a video slideshow of some of the pictures that I won't put anywhere else for some extended period of time. And that'll be for members only. Also, I got to talk to channel members about setting up live streams with just them. But yeah, it's going great, Ben, and thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Stuck says, Philthos, I was shuffled around a lot as a kid, and I was too white on the reservation and was too dark with the hands. I learned to adapt wherever I was. I hear you, brother. I hear you, man. Ross says, those are the big three places. I'm not sure what you mean, Ross. I'm sorry, bud. Little confusion on my part there. Joe P's got the count going. Thank you, sir. The Crow. Big ups, Jeremy. Hope you're well, mate. And big ups, Ben. Yep. I'm doing well, doing very well. A little bit tired, but other than that, I'm doing fine. I'm going to do laundry, and hopefully, I'm going to go to Pattaya tomorrow. That's my plan anyway, as of right now. We'll see how that goes. Prince says there's a temple in Krabi that I would really like to visit. I think in Onang there is one there, and I'm pretty sure I know the one that you're talking about. I saw it; it was huge, and I was like, "Wow, really, really, really impressed with it." Adam says, "You ever been to Koh Tao?" I have not, and I can never say that word. And my friend suggested we visit there next time back in Thailand. I have every intention of going to Koh Tao, and I have not heard of that dam before. Yes, I have. Somebody's told me about that. But I would love to see it. I haven't been there. Adam, keep reminding me about that dam, because that's a place. That's also something else I want to tell you guys about the channel fund. I found out now that if I have a 3-day weekend, or if I have a weekend period, I can catch a flight pretty quick and get to wherever I need to be pretty fast. The only problem was my flight was delayed an hour and a half into out of Bangkok into Krabi, so that threw things way out of proportion. It is what it is. Koh Tao is a very, let's see, hang on. Adam, the Dan, wait. Robert threw up the PayPal link, so if you feel like contributing, please do so. Ross says, Adam, the dam is worth the trip. I got to see that, man. Koh Tao is a long ferry ride to get to. I've heard that too. Adam says, Ross thinks it does look amazing. Prince says, lots of ties here on the weekends. Where's here, Prince? I don't know where here is. I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're in Pattaya or back in Rayon or Wahin or where you are. Let's see. Oh crap! I just hit the whole button all the way down. Let me see here. Ross says the views around the dam are amazing. Rent a private boat for a few hours and let the drivers take you to the best places. I would definitely do that. You might need to scroll on your chat window. Yeah, got that fixed. It's moving. I need to sleep currently 4 a.m. UK. Okay, Adam, take care, buddy. Thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it, man. And we will definitely see you again. Welcome and welcome to the family, I guess. Well, the family has to be my channel member. So if you're interested in becoming a channel member, all you have to do is hit the join button below, and you will get a few perks, and you'll see a few things and a few videos. I'm going to make a talking head video about my mermaid that I found in Krabi just for my members later on in the week. Yeah, it's good to see the crow back in there. I hadn't seen him in a long time. Filtho says, go with what works. Duplicate content across more platforms for as many income streams as possible and reach the most people. 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you on that, Filthos. And I got to tell you, brother, I'm trying to diversify. I got to get my Amazon store set up again. I was doing good with that. There were no problems. People were using the Amazon link. And if you use the Amazon link, as long as you buy something within 24 hours off of that link, it doesn't cost you any more at all. Amazon just gives me a kickback for being an affiliate marketer. So I got to talk to Amazon and find out what their deal is, because the first time I had it, it worked well. Second time I had it, nobody ever saw it. So I don't know what happened there. We'll have to figure it out. Let's see. Did you get any pictures, videos of that temple? I really want to see it. I may have gotten a picture or two, but I didn't get any video, I don't think, Prince. That was one I was really, and this is no BS, I was really pushed for time. Wow! Marching towards that $100 goal. Thank you. Oh, he wants me to read it out too. So this is from Eric, and I'll cover up his last name. I think I can do that right there. Yes, no, it dropped it down. But basically, it's from Eric, $40 PayPal. So we're getting closer and closer. It says, this is for the Pattaya trip fund. Okay, people, any matches? He wants to see if anybody can match his $40 PayPal. Good for you, man. Thank you very much, Eric. I very much appreciate that. You have been a long time supporter of the channel, and I really appreciate it, bud. Really appreciate it. It'll be interesting to see if anybody can match that PayPal, because if they do, we're almost. Let me look right here. Let me see how close to 100 we are. We're $48, so we're $52 away from 100, which would be great. That's 3,000 baht. That's enough to stay in a hotel for 2 nights in Pattaya. $100 would be. So that's why we strive for 100. And maybe I'll just keep talking all day until we get $100 in PayPal. I don't know. Ross says, Chris C, can you find same-day laundry shops? Most cities, if you drop off by 9 a.m., pick up by 5 p.m., so light packing is easy to do. That's true. That's very true. Filtho says, sometimes I have to back out of the chat and come back in to restart it. That's weird. I don't know why you would have to do that, but that's weird. Prince says in-country flights are fast and pretty cheap. They are. I think Vietjet flights are always delayed. Happened when I flew them to Chiang Rai. Yeah, I took Vietjet and they were. It was a cheap flight, $30. A little bit more, maybe 31, 30, $32. And I was there in an hour and a half, hour and 55 minutes. I really don't know, to be honest with you, because I fell asleep at some point during the flight, and I didn't wake up until I literally woke up when we touched down. And great touchdown, by the way, too. Kudos to that A321 pilot. Prince, I was blown away how busy Beach Road in Jomtien was on weekends. That's interesting. Lots of ties in Jomtien on the weekends. Beach Road is always full of people. That's cool. I don't make it to Jomtien very much, but I can definitely get there. Nisa was, and I don't know what that means. A nun of some kind. If you've seen any of my temple videos, there's never a quick visit to a temple. Yeah, I understand. I've been with a lot of Thais that there is no such thing as a quick visit to the temples. I understand completely. I know you were over budget on the last trip, says Eric. Yes, thank you very much for your contribution, very, very much again, because I did go over budget, way over budget. But it was worth it, and I think the videos that come out of it will be well worth. You guys will feel good about investing in the channel. I really believe so. So thank you again, Eric. I appreciate that, and I hope somebody matches your contribution. That would be great. Robert says live stream marathon. That would be okay too. Ross says Thais have been traveling to many places recently where foreigners used to dominate. It helps when there are so few foreign tourists. Yep, that's true, Ross. That's very, very true. I've noticed it. I've read about it. I've seen it. So I have to say I agree with you 100%. And Filtho says, question about the temples there. The ones I visited were dedicated to ideals, serenity, truth, etc. Is there a specific deity that any are dedicated to? That's a good question. Because I am not 100% up on the temples. When I'm there, I'm usually with a Thai person. And if I'm not, I'm watching what the Thai people do. So I'm just super duper respectful when I'm there. I do what the Thais do, when I'm there. So but I don't really know the answer to your question 100%. I'm sorry. I really am, Philthos. I don't know, man. My name is Princess. Also, JC, you have some low-hanging fruit for content. I hope we can link up so I can go over it. I'm adding your channel to my tube research. 10-4. Can we talk about that right after this live stream? Because the low-hanging fruit is something that I need to grab, and I'm trying to think of what that would be, and it doesn't pop it right off the top of my head. So feel free to send me a message on what that low-hanging fruit is, Prince, and then we can talk about it. That would be, not talk about it on here. You and I can talk about it, but that would be good. My tube research took a dive, by the way, and there's been so many changes recently that I can't keep up with. Like, I can't keep up with what's happening, and we'll talk about it. Filtho says you may want to add an airline link to your page where you get a kickback from flights booked through the link. I'd book through it, and I bet a lot of us would. I'm sure. First, I got to find an airline that does affiliate like that, and I'm not sure that I could do that on a Thai airline. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I have to get American. Prince says some temples are, but that is a good point, Philthos. Yes, Eric agrees. That is a good point. I'm going to be doing some research into how to get this YouTube thing, really into a business, and try to make it grow. And part of that is going to be affiliate links, because the revenue is now royalties. What YouTube did, just so you guys know, they changed the revenue from like taxable 1040 revenue, like if you're on your own business. They changed it. Okay. So they have now, because you're using your site, it's like when you write a book and you receive royalties from the publisher when those books are sold. So you now receive royalties from the videos that are watched. I don't know what the percentage is. I don't know what the pay is going to look like for AdSense, but I do know it screws with your taxes. Like, now I can't claim to be an entrepreneur anymore. Now I'm a person receiving royalties. That's different. Also, if you have a channel that's under 1,000, the threshold to meet the YouTube partner program is 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time. Well, now if for the whole time I've been on YouTube, if you were under that, there were no ads on your channel because you weren't monetized. Now YouTube can put ads on your channel if you're under 1,000 subscribers and under 4,000 hours of watch time. They put the ads on your channel and they keep 100% of the revenue, 100% of it, and you don't get any of it. That's going to be aggravating to some small creators that are trying to build a channel, because a lot of people don't want to watch that. I'm going to have royalties and things like that explained to me, because I'm not familiar with them. Ross, I see your comment. I'm not going to jump to conclusions, but that's something that they did. And then they put this warning about face matching or something like that in their terms of service. I don't know. But that's a good idea, Philthos, to look into the airline thing. Definitely. I would definitely do that. Chris says some temples are dedicated to different Buddhas. There's a really nice temple dedicated to Wan Yin in Bangkok. Interesting. Eric says Eric Airlines 28,000 private charter. I hear you, man. Eric's got a plane. He can bring you, but it's $28,000. Chris, it's a joke, running inside joke here on the channel. Chris C says, what is the attraction to visiting temples? It seems like if you've seen one, because some of them are just amazing. They're amazingly built. The history, the culture. If you like things like that, like if you enjoy old architecture, or in some cases ancient architecture, it's a good place to go, and it's a good place to find to really see. And it's a good place to learn about what the Thais respect. Like they have different animals that mean different things, and I don't know what it's all about, but I'm definitely willing to learn. Stuck says, with over 40,000 temples in Thailand, you can one that represents about anything to do with Buddhism or Hinduism. So he says you can find one that has anything to do with that. Yeah, I'm okay with the royalties and residuals, Ross. I just don't know exactly how they work yet. Eric says, Moderna stock and Bitcoin, I have made good money recently on both. I heard about that. Some people were talking about that the other day. Stuck says, Christy, some people like them, some people don't. I personally love seeing different ones, especially some of the small ones in the middle of nowhere. Me too, Stuck. I like seeing some that are just out in the middle of nowhere, and it's good. It's interesting. It's just interesting. Ross says, wife and I have visited over 200 temples. Every one is different. Some are for locals, some are touristy, some are for historical value. Very, very good, very good. Prince says some temples are museums, some temples are dedicated to different Buddhas, some temples have altars to other deities, and Thailand Buddhism has elements from India and China. Interesting. I did not know that, but very interesting nonetheless. So, if you're getting ready to I want to find out if I don't go, if I wait until Monday to go to Pattaya, then that means I'll have a live stream tomorrow. And maybe on tomorrow's live stream, I'll be able to find out a little bit more about what some of these, I can probably do some a little bit of research and find out what some of these things mean, what the purpose is, that kind of thing. I think that would be something interesting to talk about. Tiger Eyebrow says, Wat Salaloi Temple in Korat is beautiful. That's awesome. If you want to go to Pattaya tomorrow, I will have lunch with you. Okay, Ross, I'll let you know, bro. I won't know until tonight though. That's the only thing. I got to see if I can get all my laundry done and see what the prices are on hotels down there. There's only a few hotels I stay at for certain reasons. Eric says, "Hey JC, do you and Ross get to meet up? Or your schedule's busy with work?" Right now, my schedule's open, so but Ross and I meet up every once in a while, occasionally. I think I've seen him recently, sometime. Didn't I, Ross? I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe we just talk a bunch. Joe says he'll be right back. That's cool. Ross and I used to meet up regular. Well, not regularly, but we met a lot more when I lived in Rayong, where he lives. As I mentioned before, I taught school in Rayong, and had a good time teaching there. The students in the school were absolutely wonderful, and but there were some other things that went on there that just couldn't do it. And Rayong itself was not a city I wanted to live in. Again, it's just my personal preference. Other people love it, and in fact, many people love it. So, Ross says when JC was in Rayong, it was easy. I hate Bangkok, so refuse to drive there. And that's true. Oh, that's a question for you, Ross. I think Ross is tuned in and going back home now. They make that trip about once a year, I think. Oh, nope. They headed out on Monday for 10 days. Cool, man. Cool, cool, cool. I'm glad you guys are able to do all that. I really am. I wish I could just pick up sometime and go and just go like that. It would be great. I'll be able to in one reason. Ross Round has some great videos on his channel. Yes, he does. He does have great. Ross has a great video on he has a couple great videos on my channel. To be honest, he has a video about retirement, which I entitled "The Exact Amount of Money You Need to Retire in Thailand," and it's basically a formula. So if you don't want to work, he's got a formula for exactly how much money you need. You can see his wife on his channel. You can see your wife on my channel, I think. Eric says, so JC, overall, how was the trip, and could you tell us how much it cost so we have an idea if we duplicate? So my budget for both vacations, Pattaya and Krabi, was 20,000 baht. And yeah, she's on 2 videos from the resort. Correct. The trip cost me in total everything in Krabi about 30,000 baht, right around 30,000 baht, so about $1,000. Is what I spent. Just going to that's just Krabi. It won't cost anywhere near that for me to go to Pattaya. I'm only going to stay a night or two, and the Pattaya trip, flight and bus, yeah, that's included. About 30 between 30 and 32,000. I haven't added up all the receipts yet, but that's how much it costs. That's food, flight, bus, everything. So like I said, I went over. Ross says, Eric, when we were there in August, we spent about $150 a day for 2 people, all in. So yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. Ross Ross has a little better budget than I do, and he could afford to spend that much money. So, but tell Ross how long, or Ross, you did the trip down there. What was your grand total for the trip? Are you just saying you spent about $150 a day for 2 people every day that you were there? Yeah. So that I don't think I spent. Let's see, 150. That would be, what would that be? 5,000 baht, roughly 5,500 baht a day. I definitely didn't spend I didn't spend that. Now, one trip cost me 5,000 baht, and then you had to pay. I wound up spending about another 1,000 baht getting on the islands, because you have to pay to get on them. And then the other trip cost me 3,000 baht, and then I had to pay to get in there as well. I spent about 1,000 baht. No, I spent about 1,400 baht on the professional massages, which, by the way, all the stuff that I'll get back to that. Ross says 4 days we spent about 20,000 baht, hotel, food, gas, tourist things, souvenirs, and wife shopping habits. In 4 days, yeah. So 4 days, I was hustling down there, because I was there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday I came back. So it's about 31,000, about 10,000 baht more. Just simply because I chose to take. I don't know Krabi, and Ross says for 2 people that is very low. Yes, I agree. I don't know how you did it for 20,000 baht, to be honest with you. Staying at the same place or not. I don't know how you did that for 20,000 baht, because I spent about 30, somewhere in that neighborhood, and all of that's got to do with. And I didn't eat super feast every day. In fact, and I ate cheap too, Ross. I had to eat 3 meals to cover Roger's feast money that he that he contributed to the channel, because half the restaurants there weren't open, and if they did open, they didn't open until late at night. And by the time it's late at night, I've been out in the sun all day. I'm dead. I'm like, I want to lay back on the. I want to go get in. They upgraded my room, so from a superior to a something else. It was like a little villa room. I did a review on the room. You guys are going to love that. That's probably going to be the first video I put out on the room. Had a king size bed. Had another sleeper bed next to the window. Had a big bathroom. Full wardrobe. Stuck said, Ross around when he first went to your resort, I didn't know you or that she was your wife. I was disappointed to find out she was married. She's a good girl. Eric says, so please excuse me if I sound crass, but for a week, $1,000 is a pricey expense for even Thailand. I thought it might be half that. Well, it wasn't. And Ross says Eric, Krabi is not cheap. Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. I couldn't do. I don't know what kind of touristy things Ross did. Maybe he went to islands. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But and you don't sound crass. I'm not mad at you or anything. I'm just telling you, it's my first time at Krabi, and I wanted to deliver a lot of content. And if I want to deliver a lot of content to the channel, that takes money. So how much was the island trip, JC? So the island trip was 5,000 baht to book the island trip. And then the getting on the islands that day, I spent another 1,000 baht getting on the islands that I had to get on, because one was 400, one was 200, and then the third one was another 400, which gave me an extra island I could go visit. That's how I got the 4 islands. So that's exactly 1,000 baht that I spent there. I ate lunch, small lunches, like see, Ross, we didn't do the islands last trip, so on their trip they didn't pay all that money. Eric, I'm trying to explain to you the difference and why my pricing was more than Ross's. If you're doing tour groups or riding ferries very much, it gets very expensive. You're 100% right, Stuck. And it does get expensive. It does. It got expensive very quickly. Chris says, which travel service did you use to book the trip? I booked straight from the hotel for the travel services in Krabi, but I also booked the only thing I booked outside the hotel. Let me see. Let me start from the beginning. I booked the flight by myself from the Vietjet or from Google Flights. I booked the trip from Google Flights and got the plane. Ross says we drove there, so we had our car. No need to pay tour groups. So he didn't have to pay tour groups either. That's why. Eric, are you starting to see why he got out 10,000 baht cheaper than I did? But I spent the money on the flight, and then I spent another. It cost 800 baht to drive from the airport to the resort. So it's 500 baht to drive from the bus station to the resort, or 800 baht from the plane or from the airport to the resort. So that's why it costs a little bit more. And Ross says a day laying on the beach is almost free except for food. That's true, but see, I didn't do that. I didn't do a day laying on the beach. Eric says, okay, cool. Just trying to gauge it. Good input from both you, JC, and Ray. It helped me understand that you have to budget your money. Always good content here. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that, bro. Stuck says, Ross Ring, I never do tour groups. They irritate me and are pricey. And see, I didn't do tour groups either. That's what I was getting at. I did all my stuff privately. And the tour groups would have been, I might could have saved over the 2 trips that I took, like excursions that I did. I probably could have saved 3,000 baht if I would have took a tour group. But by going by myself, I wasn't limited on time. I had a driver that waited on me the whole time. Tour groups, I don't like to sleep in until 11 a.m. either. They had an option. You could either get up at 6 and go and go with the early bird special or something like that. And I was like, I'm not getting up at 6 a.m. on my vacation. I left at 9 every morning. I left at 9 a.m. every morning to go on an excursion. Britt says, yeah, we eat and go to temples. Biggest expense is hiring a driver for the day. Yep. I'm the same way with you, Stuck. The tour groups irritate me again. And I asked about because Ross had originally said something to me about do make sure if you go on a tour group, you tell them you're going to be vlogging, right? So I told the lady at the counter, yeah, I'll do this tour group. I was originally going to do a tour group. I said, I'll do this tour group right here, and but I'm going to be vlogging for YouTube. And she said, oh, no, 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 no. Picture, okay. Video, no, no, no. Now, granted, everybody else that was there was a citizen, and they were videoing and everything else. But privately, it didn't matter if I went there. Ross says, Eric, do your research. Talking with people who have been there or lived there can save you lots of money. I agree with you again, Ross. I don't like agreeing with you so much. I'm just kidding. But I agree. And Ross says, I'm with you, Stuck. They are a great place to start planning a trip, letting you know what's around you to visit, then go yourself. And that's exactly what I did. I used the brochures from the tour groups to let me know what was around. Also, I basically went off what Ross said. Ross said, do this, this, this. And that's what I did. So the first day I got there, I did a vlog on Little Krabi or Onang Beach. And I think you guys will find that pretty fascinating. I had one of the best professional massages I've ever had in my life while I was there, and I needed it after days of trekking and that backpack. You guys know about my backpack. And so I spent, what did I spend there? 800 baht on a massage there. So, but that was a 2-hour massage, and believe me, I needed it. I don't feel like I overspent. I don't feel like I spent anything that I didn't have. I know I didn't spend anything that I didn't have to spend. And that's what I came out with. Stuck says, I paid 500 baht for a decent hotel on the river near a park in Krabi, but you weren't walking to the beach. It's true. But Prince says, in Kuala Lumpur, we looked at the tour brochures, and Nisa got a taxi driver to take us to the places we actually wanted to see. That's a good thing. That's a good thing because it's important to go to the places that you want to go to. Earl says, Prince, my mom and I did Chiang Mai that way, hired driver all day for 1,100 baht. And see, while that price may sound excessive, you don't understand the peace of mind of not having a set schedule by a tour group, because a tour group will leave you. They will. And if you hire a private driver to take you to these places, or you hire a driver, that's basically what happened, because the driver took me on the first day, the longtail boat, on the second excursion, the longtail boat guy came and picked me up in the trike, took me down to his boat, whole 9 yards, fed me pineapple, and I think I ate a little bit of food on Hong Island. And then I ate again on Raleigh Beach, I think. No, not Raleigh. Where was I at? Poto, maybe? I don't know. Can't remember. But it adds up, is what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm saying. Chris says, for my first trip, I have no idea where to begin planning a trip to get the best information to save a few bucks. I'd like to go for 3 weeks and travel from Hua Hin to Chiang Rai. You can do it. You can definitely do it. I haven't been up north yet. That's the place I've got to go. Did the driver take you up the mountain? No, he did not, and I did not ask him to, because we were already. You think when you start a tour at 9 a.m. in the morning, and you got things that you want to see, things that you want to do. Like, I didn't climb all the way to the top of the waterfalls, obviously, because I was completely out of shape. I didn't have enough water with me to do it. I didn't feel safe by myself doing it, because he wasn't a tour guide. He was just a driver. He didn't get out and come with me. But I got some great pictures of the waterfall. but no, he didn't take me up the mountain, Prince. Ross says, no mountain, just all over the city and the famous temple with the water around it. Prince says, if you go to Chiang Rai and you get a taxi from the airport, get their card or line if you like them. We hired a driver the whole time we were there. Yep. I do that here in Bangkok, believe it or not. Stuck says, yeah, the travel brochures are helpful, but some of the same places have different names, like Emerald Springs, Crystal. Yeah, you're 100% right. I planned on seeing them both, and then I found out they were the same. See, I had to learn that the hard way. Eric's talking to Stuck. Prince says, next time I go to Chiang Mai, I'll get a driver to take us around the city. We were exhausted for 2 days after going up the mountain to the Hmong village. Is that how you pronounce that? Ross says, Chris, for 3 weeks, think what you want to see more: mountains and waterfalls, ocean, islands and caves, historical places. That will help where you go. Oh, I also got to see a lagoon. By the way, with the longtail boat, I got some excellent video and some great pictures of um, the lagoon itself. I mean, the lagoon is just awesome. You go in this little entrance way, and I got some great stuff, great pictures from it, and I'll be posting all that stuff. Prince says, also, if you're in Chiang Rai, carry your passport. There are lots of police stops for people sneaking in from Laos and Myanmar. Good point, Prince. Stuck says, I only stayed 3 days. Eric, it was an unexpected stay. I had a place in Phuket rented at the time. Interesting. I think tomorrow I'll tell you guys about the Japanese girl that I met. Only thing she wants me to do with my life is invest in the stock market, in Asian stock markets. And I was like, every time she talked to me, the only thing she wanted to talk about, I'm trying to tell her I'm going to Krabi and how great things is. She's like, well, I live in Phuket. Why don't you stop by here? And every single time, other than that, the only thing she said is, I need you to invest. I need you to invest. I want you to invest. She says, poor people are miserable. And I was like, what? I said, I didn't tell you. I was like, look, I'm traveling. I got less than I told her I had less than $1,000 in savings. I'm traveling right now, having the time of my life, happier than I've ever been before. And if the only thing she did was wake up and invest and try to get other people to invest, then I didn't want to have anything to do with her. So I haven't heard from her anymore. Wow, what's up, man? Good morning or evening, depending on everyone. That's about lunchtime here. Eric says a plug for the national. I have no idea what that is, Eric. Chris says, I have to give my Thai destinations a lot of thought for where I'll go and what I want to do. It's 95% likely I'll be traveling by myself. Yeah. Do a lot of research, man. Do a lot of research. Lyle says, depending on where you are. Good morning, goodbye. Same to you, sir. And it is very good to see you in here. And if you did not hit the thumbs up button yet, please do so. Prince says, I had lots of video of the Hmong village, but I accidentally deleted them. I didn't see the long neck people outside Chiang Rai. We ran out of time. Oh, wow. That would have been cool. That would have been a really, really cool thing to do. But Prince, be sure you hit me up after this live stream's over. At least send me a message on what we were talking about earlier, and I'll get back to you. It's going to be a while before I have time to sit down and talk. But leave me a message about the low-hanging fruit, and I'll definitely get back to you at some point in time, today or tomorrow. Ross says, Prince, have you seen the Thai people? Their clothing and jewelry is beautiful. I haven't seen it. Maybe Prince has. I don't know. Yes, it's good to see Lyle in the house. Still waiting on Lyle to become a channel member. No, I'm just kidding, Lyle. Eric put in a $40 PayPal, wanted somebody to match that $40 PayPal. We have a $5 PayPal and a $3 PayPal. So we're running up on 2 hours. We got about 6 minutes left. I would love to see a last minute. You guys have our curiosity peak, Eric says. That's a good thing. There's the PayPal link Robert is throwing up. And it would be absolutely wonderful if we could hit that $100 mark. As I get ready to embark on the second part, which is Pattaya and finding out what's really going on down there in terms of, are there tourists, are there not? Are there people being let in? Are the Chinese the only people down there? Are there other nationalities that are being let in? So I'm very, very curious. Eric says, come on, guys, there is the link. Yes, because Eric put in $40 and he said to match it. Somebody to match it. My name is Prince says, I think I saw them. I'll have to see if I managed to salvage any of the video besides that temple I streamed. Cool, man. Very, very cool. So we'll take 5 minutes and have a little conversation, see if the PayPal alarm goes off, and see how close we can get to 100, because that's what we were. That's what we usually aim for on the weekends anyway. And that'd pretty much cover the Pattaya trip for sure. Max, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Sorry you're at work. And hope you're having a good day, though. Ross says, they are tie-eye because of the noisy silver jewelry. I don't know what noisy jewelry looks like, but I'll take your word for it. Eric says, where is Jerry Lewis when you need him? Raise that money. I know, right? Well, it used to be, before everything happened in America, people would throw out challenges on this channel. Okay, Max, enjoy your lunch, bro. People would throw out challenges like, match this, do this. How much to match? Lyle says $40, and I'll show it to you right here so you won't think I'm lying to you. Eric sent. I can't show his whole. I have to cover up the first part of his name, but he sent $40, and then he said for the trip to Pattaya, which I'm going on either tomorrow or Monday, and wanted to throw that up there. So forget that. If we get a $40 match, then we'll be 5, 8. That'll be $88. Then we'll be $12 short of the PayPal. Oh, Stuck says if need that travel fund, or Eric says need that travel fund and channel fund. Yes, sir. Absolutely, definitely. Stuck says if someone will do 20, I'll match it. Stuck is the man again. Stuck is the man again. Stuck your own, says Lyle. So, okay, I'll wait. I'll wait. And I really appreciate it, guys. Really, really, really appreciate it, because it's going to, it'll take a huge chunk off, because I'm going to take the bus. I'm not taking taxi. I'm traveling cheap. So it'll be 100 whatever the bus ride costs. I think it's 120, 130, 40 baht to Pattaya. Motorbike taxi, and then, like I said, $100. If we get to $100, that's 3,000 baht basically. So, well, looks like Stuck has already kicked in 20. Stuck kicked in his 20. I'll cover his name up because he likes to stay confidential. But there's 20 from Stuck in Florida. I love you, man. I appreciate it. I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very, very, very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And Lyle says you're on. So we'll see what we got while that's counting. I say we got 20, 40, 65, $68. So 32 to go. $32 to go. And we'll see if we can squeeze that 32 out here. And that, like I said, that'll cover, that's about 3,000 baht. That'll easily cover 2 nights in Pattaya. And I'll be able to bring you some extended video from Pattaya when I go this time, because I'm meeting some different people. And I'm also meeting up with some friends. We're going to have a good time. And we'll see what happens. We will just have to see what happens. All right. I'm standing by to see if there are any matches there. Stuck kicked in the 20. And we'll see what happens from this point forward. And we can keep talking while we're waiting to see if anybody drops anything. I don't know. The PayPal link is in the description right now on the channel. Chris says, Jeremy, what do you enjoy about teaching with the kids? What are their age? Lyle says, email is slow. Okay, so Lyle must have sent something. We'll see what comes in, Lyle. I promise you, I'm looking at it. We'll wait. What do I enjoy about teaching the kids is the challenge of teaching the kids. I enjoy meeting that challenge every day, because eventually you build a rapport with the kids. And after you build that rapport with the kids, it's pretty special. Currently, the grades that I teach are Practium 1 through 5. So that's very, very young, like I want to say maybe 5 years old to maybe 9 years old, 10 years old, I think. So I'm teaching the little ones now. At the government school, I taught the older ones. Eric says, let's get a push on the donations here, folks. JC got a lot of editing to do. Give the channel a boost. I love your enthusiasm, Eric. I really appreciate it, bro. Prince says, yep, I'm with the littles. I sure am. Chris says, I've enjoyed teaching K3 kids, and I've enjoyed teaching K3 kids the most. Sometimes I do, but sometimes it's more pleasant. It depends on what kind of day I'm having, really. It'd be if it's one of those days where like, you know, I'm in a great mood, having a good day, everything's going fine. I don't mind teaching them. They're a lot of fun. But some days I'm you know, sleepy, or just had a bad day, or realized something, or whatever the case may be. I just don't want to, like, you know, it's easier for me to deal with the Matthew level students, which, you know, grades 9 through 12. I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed the little ones, but we'll see. Stuck says, I sent you something yesterday. I hope you got it. Your internet was breaking up. Yes, I did get it, and I thanked you for it on the live stream. You may not have been able to see it, Stuck, but I definitely got it, and definitely appreciate it. Like, super appreciate it, brother. But I did get it. And I did thank you for it. But the stream was breaking up. It was all messed up and everything. So the fact that you're doing another 20 today is outstanding, and I love you for it. I mean it. I appreciate it, and waiting to see. Lyle, did you send something or not? Because the only reason I asked is the email hasn't come through yet, and if you didn't, that's fine. There's no problem. But it said you said stuck your own up there, so I'm assuming that meant you were going to send something. And if you did, that's great. If you didn't, that's still great. No worries. I was just wondering if I should continue on with what I'm talking about. Chris says, are the classrooms loud? Yes. Some vids I've seen Thai schools have kids making a lot of noise, singing and playing. They're going to be loud. They're going to be loud. If you're teaching in a school, they are going to be loud. That's for sure. And that's one of those things that you just have to kind of get used to. You either get used to it or you don't. And I think that's you can learn how to settle kids down pretty quickly. It is what it is. Let me go over to. I'm checking the status on things, boys. Give me a second. Okay, so the last thing to come in was from Stuck. Okay, just checking. Okay, well, Chris says, I'll bring hearing protection. I have sensitive hearing. Hell yeah. Now, you just walk in and tell the kids quiet down. It's not that big of a deal. They'll get quiet for you, so it shouldn't be a problem. I guess I'll call it a day right there. Eric says, good thing you don't drink. A hangover and teaching littles could be that disastrous. Man, I'm going to tell you something. I work with people at both schools I've taught at that drink and come in hungover, and it is some of them just like by lunchtime you can see them, they're sitting on the tables rubbing their temples like this. They're just rubbing their temples, popping Tylenol, rubbing their temples. I mean, it's a mess. So I don't drink. That's another good thing about me going on trips is I don't spend any money on alcohol. So that's that much less money to spend. Stuck in Florida says, thanks, Lyle. I'm sure he will get it eventually. Yeah, Lyle, if you send it, bud, I'm sure it'll come through at one point or another. And it's not a big deal. My name is Prince says, I would have a bigger problem with those teachers than unruly children. Yeah, you have to. That's a good point too, Prince. You have to be very careful because the people that you work with can sometimes be your worst enemy and but pretend to be your best friend. Now that hasn't happened to me at my current employer. At my last employer, some of that kind of behavior took place, and I was very disappointed. But considering who they are and where they come from, and their culture, that's kind of the people that they are. And it is what you just have to get used to it, or learn how to walk away from it. That's the best. Brent says, "Oh, I believe it. I worked in the school system in the U.S. I've seen some drama. Oh man, it can get rough. The drama can be bad. And you want to stay as far away from that as possible for sure, because it can turn into a losing job. And if you lose the wrong job that has the right people with the right connections, you'll never work in Thailand again. I mean, it's possible. It really is." Eric says, if I went on your trip, JC, I would have to double my budget to allow for the martinis. Yeah, you probably would, bud. You probably would. Yeah, because the drinking over here is certainly not as expensive as it is in America. But at the same time, for people like me that don't drink, it's so good because it becomes such a non-factor. And you would be surprised if you go into a bar, then there is if you go into a bar with a group of people and you're the only one not drinking, you're going to find that as the night progresses, you're going to you're going to get more attention than the guys that are getting poopy faced. So I thought that was it, but it definitely wasn't. Let me change my internet connection and see if that helps. Because I'm waiting on Lyle's email to come through, and so I want to see if I connect my to a different internet, if it will pop in. Let's say pop in. I don't know. We'll see. Eric says if I'm not flying, no 8 hours between bottle to throttle. Gotcha, bud. Stuck in Florida says thanks to everyone for helping support the DoMoreLife family financially and otherwise, of course. Liking, sharing, and commenting also helps promote the channel. Yes, it does. 100%. Eric says I agree. Moderation is always best. It is. It definitely is. So the switching the internet did not seem to have an effect, which is cool because we know Lyle is a man of his word and it'll all be good. Stuck, thanks for being a great moderator. Robert, thank you for being a great moderator. I don't know if Roger's in here or not, but he's always a great moderator as well. Eric, thank you. Stuck, thank you. Everybody else, everybody that contributed, Joe, and I believe Chris. Thank you guys so much for helping the channel, and look forward to some content coming, guys, because it is definitely coming. Just be patient with it coming, because I don't want to just put together a vlog. I want to make it look like an actual travel vlog, and in order to do that, it's going to take me some time. Okay. So with that being said, I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Prince, please send me that low-hanging fruit text if you can, and I'll get back to you just as soon as I get a chance, buddy. I'm going to run down and take my dirty clothes to the washing machines and get them going. Lyle, thank you wherever you are. No, you were supposed to send 555. What are you talking about, Robert? Filthos says after midnight, it's time for Filthos to get his beauty sleep. Some have recommended a coma. I hear you, bud. Be well all. Hit the thumbs up on the way out, and DoMoreLife. Absolutely. Hit thumbs up on the way out, guys. I appreciate y'all very, very much, and I couldn't do it without you. I really couldn't. And I love these live streams. I absolutely love them. So, and thanks to Ross and Prince for and Stuck always. Most of these guys always contribute, but thanks to Ross and thanks to Prince for contributing some information that definitely helped me on my trip. I really appreciate that. I will see you guys either tomorrow or I will see you from Pattaya. One of the two. Love you. Take care. Whatever you do today, be sure you do more life. Later, guys.